I am back. I'm about to react to another celebrity home on Architectural Digest. I'm excited about this one. It's in Brooklyn. I just watched this couple's Netflix documentary, unbelievably heart-wrenching and inspiring, and their home is said to be soul-filled, so I'm excited to take a look. I will let you know what I think and let you know if I know any way you can get some of these looks for an affordable price. So here we go. I've never answered my door like that.
Hello, I'm John.
I'm Suleika Jawad.
But
This is our house.
Oh, and that's River.
I don't have a little vestibule because I live in Southern California, but I love them in these New York homes. Again, like any other small space, powder room, you know, maybe an office, get playful. That's a perfect spot to get playful. Sets a tone when you walk in the home and that cheery tile. It'd be hard to walk into that house and be pissed when you look down at that tile. Love it. You know, nothing that I design generally leads to that much color or is kind of that spunky. I don't know if that's the right word, but that house makes me so happy. And she said something, or he said something, I don't remember. One of them said, we wanted a space that we could live in and create. And I think that's such a powerful way to think about your space, because you do create, whether you're an artist or not, you create memories, you create, you know, memories for other people that come in, you create a vibe, you create a feeling, you create a mood, and, you know, whether or not you choose, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but choose to be intentional with how you do it, it does happen. And so, you know, recycle, upcycle, I think that it's really great with objects. You know, find things that mean something to you and reuse them. And not everything needs to be expensive in your home. There's some pieces in my house that I bought brand new that I pined over. One is a, you know, console table from CB2, which I don't know if they sell it anymore. If they do, you're gonna see it right now. And it was brand new. And then there's other things like posters that were hanging in my grandmother's basement from when my uncles and my dad were kids that I loved, and they're waterlogged and they're ripped and they're reframed and hung in my garage. And so it creates a warmth and a vibe and a feeling. And so think outside the box when you're doing your space. You can buy expensive art, you can buy non-expensive art. I have, you know, stuff in my house from a local artist in Michigan. I have something in my home from an artist that I grew up with that I purchased. And every time I look at that, it floods back memories. And I think when you're doing your space, think about that. It doesn't all need to look like a showroom. It just needs to make you feel a certain way. Should be a place where you create memories. It's, you know, this isn't decorating advice in this moment. It's do something in your home that's special. You know, my first home with my wife, I didn't want to leave. I was really sentimental about, I wanted to stay there. And part of the reason was, you know, I proposed to her there. It was the, you know, we bought the home together. We created a life there. We got engaged there. We brought our son home there. And those memories are so vivid. And, you know, we make memories in the new home. But in every space, do that. That's as good as a new piece of furniture. It's as good as a fresh coat of paint. It's something that will, you know, fuel you. There's a lot of elephants in my home with their trunks up because my wife believes they're good luck. Loved that kitchen. Great advice from her. The, you know, Facebook Marketplace is phenomenal. I think, you know, what I try to remember is when I'm looking at an object, not to have a preconceived notion about it. And I think a lot of the times there will be treasure somewhere, but it's just somebody's been looking at it for so long they don't see its beauty anymore. And so, you know, you can, I don't want to say take advantage, but, you know, that can be your reward if you can find the beauty in an object and bring it into your home, which they did. I also love that they went with pink, but they did it in a way that was really pretty. It didn't slap you in the face and you're looking at that and you're like, oh, is that pink? Is it putty? It kind of, depending on the light, but it looks beautiful. And coming off of what's felt like 2 decades of white kitchens, and you know, I don't want that to come across as I don't like a white kitchen, but because I do, and I think there'll always be a place for them. But, you know, if you're only doing a white kitchen because you've seen 20 years of white kitchens and you think you need a white kitchen, don't do it. Think about what you really want, because bringing in, you know, something different can feel really, really inspiring and unique to you. And, you know, if it's your forever home or if it's for your very long time home, who cares? You know, do what you want to do. And I think that's my biggest takeaway from their kitchen.
This is our guest room.
It's where you will sleep.
I hope so.
If by the end of the night,
I'd come stay.
you'll come stay.
The guest bedroom is great. You know, I've said it before in other videos. There's a chair to sit in. There was a desk. There was a cozy bed. And, you know, putting all of those elements together for your guest is really, really nice. And it makes them feel, you know, welcomed in the home and makes them feel relaxed and like they don't have to necessarily be around you 24/7, even if you're fantastic. I also loved how all of that furniture had a story. And, you know, just buying something to buy it never feels as good as if you've been searching for something for so long, or you've been looking at a piece for so long and you really need to have it, or something just really, you see it and it sparks something in you. I always say, try not to purchase holdover furniture. By that, I just mean, you know, if you don't see the thing that's perfect, if you don't see the thing that you feel you have history with, don't buy it. Just wait. And, you know, you spend less money, it's less footprint on the environment, and you're going to end up keeping that piece longer because it's something that you waited for and you pined for and you love. And I think seeing that bedroom with all of those different pieces, you know, and the story that they can tell, it's just great. So go to some flea markets, go to vintage shops, scour the internet. I love used furniture, and I also love new furniture. I think, you know, just make sure it's the right furniture. Those tiles are beautiful. I think, you know, they said it earlier in the video, there's something, you know, when it's imperfectly perfect, it's great. And we're seeing a ton of that kind of tile work now. And I think it's because you feel relaxed in it. That color tone was really pretty. You see so much of the same thing on the internet. And I think it's, you know, if you work with a professional, you work with a designer who gets to know you, they'll help you, guide you to something that's unique, something that you might not have thought of, but something that is still truly you. And not everything needs to be ripped out. That was an original tub. The sink, all of it was really beautiful, and it felt like a bathroom I'd love to take a bath in, and I don't even really take baths. In having a space that you feel authentically you. You can find, you know, a couch like that in 1,000 different places, vintage ones, new ones. It's really fun, and I could talk all about where to buy it or whatever, but I think at the end of the day, the takeaway from that room is that's personal. Like, this whole space, all of it is personal. And her prized possession is an object that came from somebody that she admired, and it brings her joy and creativity. And I think, without getting into whether or not I believe that objects, you know, carry life source in them, or however you want to put it, I do think, whether or not you believe in that, there's a placebo effect to the things that are around you, and how it makes you feel, and the creativity that it brings. And if you cherish them, and if you know, appreciate their history, and seeing all those paintings up, it's just such an inspiring room. Think about what inspires you. Think about the things that you collect. Think about something that you love that will just put a smile on your face, but then curate it really well with a professional. Is great. I love that some of the things are on display, some art. You know, if you don't have space for a dressing room, which I don't, you still can think thoughtfully about your closet. My wife likes to tease me. My closet, it's specifically edited so it all looks cohesive and I can put anything with anything. And the reason that is it just brings a sense of calmness to me. And so when you're thinking about spaces you might not otherwise think about, you know, dig into how you want to feel when you open up your closet. That's a moment so many people overlook. And so when you're doing your home, think about it because it does make a difference. Every interaction you have, everything you do throughout your day sets a tone within you. And so opening up my closet, it being organized, and having the same wood hangers. You can get wood hangers anywhere now. I'm sure I'm gonna put up a link for some on Amazon. But when I first bought all my wood hangers, I bought them from IKEA. Velvet hangers, get rid of the wire. I return mine to my dry cleaners. I don't have plastic. I want it to feel warm and inviting when I open it up. The other takeaway from that room is use your space wisely. I don't know if that could have been an office or another guest room, but if you have a room that sits empty, use it. We have a guest room that gets used probably 5 weeks out of the year. And I was just saying to my wife how I want to put in a beautiful Murphy bed solution because we both work from home and we have a kid and we have 4 bedrooms. We don't have 5. And so if we can utilize the guest room as a second office space, it's so much better for our day-to-day, and then still have the option to use it for something else. So they took that beautiful large space. They had a lot of things. They wanted to display them beautifully. So think about your floor plan. Think about your space, whether you're doing it from scratch or just trying to reinvent how you live. If you have something that's not working for you, step outside of that box and think how it could. Look at that sight line. Whoever did this space thought about that. You can look straight to that beautiful chandelier from the bathroom. Also, paint is so impactful. Look what they did with paint. It's so simple, it's so cost effective. And then I've done this in spaces. You look at that light fixture hanging and then coming down. If you have a junction box on your ceiling and it's not perfectly centered, get something that you can string to another location to make it work for you. And then you can have perfectly placed lighting. The other thing I love in here is the stone. Slow down when you're doing your remodel. There's really great resources for vanities. You can get things that don't look like everything else. Obviously, that's a custom built, custom cut stone vanity, but I was just having a conversation with a friend recently as they're redoing their home, and they would be using us, but we're not able to do a home yet in Indiana. But we're willing to try, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. That's in the summertime, I think. But I directed her to Etsy. There's so many wonderful, small businesses on there, handcrafted products. Get creative with your vanities. It's much more accessible and easy to do now than ever before. Wall sconces if you can do them over nightstands, because it just frees up space for books, for jewelry, for flowers, and I love what they did there. That's a great example of taking something, that long hallway that maybe was just a closet before tucked in there, and doing something different we were remodeling a home for a client, moving the laundry around, and it could have taken up, 7 feet. We shrunk it down to 5 feet. So we had 2 feet left over in between that and a fireplace, and we tucked in some built-in cabinetry with a countertop, wallpaper, and a little light. And it's a small moment, but it's just creative use of space. And it was one of the best little spots to stop in the home when it was done. And there they did such a cool thing, and it's layered with vinyl and books and then practical things like dishes and cups, and it's just really pretty. So look for dead space in your own home. Try to envision if something would be better with built-in cabinetry. I talk about this ad nauseum, but I love to use Lowe's because they've got a ton of different cabinet lines, different price points. You can get it, finished, paint grade. You can just do a ton of different things and make a space your own by just thinking outside the box, which is what they did. Floating shelves are also a great addition. Depending on how much you're gonna put on them, always think about bracing them properly. And then a lot of the times I actually do think brackets underneath look really nice. We've been in this trend of where everything needs to look like it's just floating and not supported by anything. And I love brackets underneath because it gives a moment to bring some age. You can get vintage ones. It creates a little bit of extra design element. So a lot of people are always stuck in that it just needs to be floating, but it doesn't. It just needs to be supported. I love a room with wallpaper, especially fun wallpaper.
Conversation, laugh, feel nice, hero, play games, game and play games. Fun effects is definitely the greatest video game ever made.
That space, you can see, again, I talk ad nauseum, but lighting, a lot of sconce lighting, pattern. It's a small room. Again, in your own home, if you have that, just a space to get playful with and get a little funky. You can always change it if you end up not liking it. Like that is it. This is where I ask you to like and subscribe if you enjoyed any of that. I know I probably didn't talk as much about specific links like I normally do, and this led more towards the feeling and the vibes of a home, but I absolutely loved this space. And come back for another one because I'm going to continue to do my thoughts on celebrity home tours.